I have created a folder for this demonstration. This folder is separate from the exercise files that you downloaded. I am working on a Windows machine. For this reason, I'm going to use Notepad, a text editor program for Windows. To open Notepad, click the Start button, then Programs, Windows Accessories, and select Notepad. Or simply type Notepad into the search bar and select Notepad from the results. A new file is open for us. I will proceed to saving it in our folder. So I go to File, then select either Save or Save As. Both commands open the Save As window when saving a file for the first time. The Save As window enables you to do 3 tasks. First, we need to specify our storage location where we want to save our file. In this case, the folder that we have created, HTML Getting Started folder on desktop. So we click on desktop in the left pane of the window. Notice that all the folders and files of the same type are displayed here. Let's open our folder. You can verify where you are in the folder tree structure using this path. The last name of the path is the current location. Now let us name our file. We will name it index.html. HTML documents have the file extension .html or .htm. Finally, let's choose the type for our file. We choose all files. Otherwise, this file will be saved as a text document. Once we have accomplished these 3 tasks, we click the Save button. I will now go to my folder and notice the icon of the index.html file that we have just created. The operating system assigned it a program appropriate for opening it. Google Chrome is my default browser for opening web documents. Double-click the file to open it in the browser, or simply right-click and select Open. I have resized my windows and positioned them side by side so that I can reload the browser as I modify my source code. Now let's write our markup. The first line in an HTML document is the document type or Doctype Declaration. The Doctype Declaration itself is not an HTML tag, but an instruction to the browser about the version of markup language to expect. The declaration appears only once at the top of every HTML document before all other elements, and it is required for web pages to be displayed as intended. I will write my markup in HTML5. Unlike other versions of HTML, the Doctype declaration for HTML5 is very short and concise like this. Earlier versions of HTML were longer because the HTML language was HTML based and therefore required a reference to a document type definition. For example, the Doctype declaration for HTML 4.01 looked like this, while for XHTML looked like this. W3 Schools provides a list via this link to compare the valid HTML elements in different Doctype declarations in case you want to. With HTML5, only the Doctype declaration is needed to enable the standard mode for documents written using the HTML syntax. Like HTML tags, the Doctype declaration is not case sensitive. This means all these declarations are valid. However, the first declaration is the most commonly used. We are back in our Notepad text editor. Let's write the Doctype declaration for HTML5 like this. The HTML element is the root element of an HTML page, and it comes as a pair. It follows the Doctype declaration like this. Information about our document, such as the page title, links to external style sheets, links to custom fav icons, and other metadata is contained in the head element. The content of the head element is not displayed in the web browser when the page is loaded. In our text editor, let's write the head element inside the HTML element. The title element is metadata that represents the title of the overall HTML document. In our text editor, I will give this document a title like this. I save my changes and reload my page in the browser. Notice that the content of the title element appears in the title bar of my web browser. The use of the title, however, extends beyond display in the browser's title bar. For example, if we try bookmarking this page, the content of the title element is filled in as the suggested bookmark name. The title contents are also used by search engines as part of the search results. The visible content of our web page is contained in the body element. The elements in this section are rendered by the browser and their content displayed to the user. Like the head element, the body element is contained in the root element after the head element. Let's add it to our simple web document like this. In the body element, let's add a heading and a paragraph element using the h1 and paragraph tags respectively like this. If I save the changes and reload the web page, my heading and paragraph are displayed. Congratulations, you have created your first web page. Looking at our simple HTML document structure, it could look like this. Note that the document is built by elements that are contained within other elements. We call such elements nested elements. One thing you can do with this page before launching it to the internet is ensuring that it is valid. The W3 organization provides a validation tool we can use. The validator is available via this link. Notice that you can load your source code either via URI, file upload, or direct input. Since our page is simple, I'll just copy and paste it under the direct input and then click check. The validator displays its report here below. Notice there is a warning indicating what my markup is missing. So let us fix that by including the lang attribute in our HTML start tag. We will discuss more about attributes in a later section. And now if we click check, our markup is standard. Let's wrap up this section with a summary. The Doctype Declaration instructs the browser about the version of markup language to expect. We use the Doctype Declaration to define that this document is an HTML5 document. The declaration is case insensitive. The HTML element is the root element of an HTML page. This is where the HTML document is actually defined. The head element contains meta information about HTML page, while the body element defines the content that our users will see, such as headings and paragraphs. The title is metadata that specifies a title for the HTML page. The title is shown in the browser's title bar or in the page tab. It is also useful for bookmarking and for search results. Nested elements are elements within other elements. We can use the HTML validator to check for our HTML documents compliance. Are you glad to have created your first page? Let us examine some of its common building blocks, starting with headings.